In this video, I want to talk about what you can do to manage a poor man's covered call when the stock price increases, when it rips through your short call strike, and when the stock price collapses and the entire position is a losing trade. Let's start with scenario number 1. In my video, How to Trade the Poor Man's Covered Call, I set up this exact Robinhood Poor Man's Covered Call with the 50 strike long call expiring in January 2028 and the short 80 call expiring in May 2026. When I originally set this up, Robinhood was at $69, which is $10 lower. Here we can see the stock price chart of Robinhood. Recently, it's been running up, and now it's around $80, which is testing our short call in the Poor Man's Covered Call position I have here. And if the stock price continues going higher, the profitability is going to taper off. This brings up the very first scenario for managing a poor man's covered call, which is the stock price is approaching and testing the short call strike. In this case, that's $80. To roll up the short call, we have to buy it back and sell a new call, collecting more than $6.15. I'm going to enable adjustment modeling here, and I'm going to right click on the 80 call and hit Model Closing Trade. We see if I do that, I completely uncap my upside. But to just buy back the short call and not roll it, I would need $615 out of pocket. And we can see in the adjustment modeling, it says the proposed adjustment is a $615 debit. To be able to do this rolling adjustment for free, we have to sell another call option in a further out expiration, collecting more than $6.15. If I go to the 65-day expiration cycle, we can see that the 85 strike call is trading for $6.55, and that would give me another 5 points of upside on this poor man's covered call. If I right click that call option, that sets up an order to sell it, and then I'm going to change the expiration to June 2026, which basically sets that as the expiration all of these P&L curves are referencing. The solid lines are my new poor man's covered call if I make the adjustment, and the dashed lines are the original position. And by looking at these two sets of curves, it's very clear to see that if the stock price continues higher, the solid lines extend much higher than the dashed lines, especially if the stock price makes a big run. But that's only another 5 points, and Robinhood went up $7.50 today. And so to me, that doesn't seem like a great deal. Instead of rolling to the June cycle, I can roll to a further out cycle. The further out you go, the higher the strike price you'll be able to sell for a credit. If I go to the 94-day cycle, I can sell the 90 strike call, collecting more than $6.15. If I go out further than that, I could go to the 157-day cycle, and now I can sell the 100 strike call. So if I do that, I will significantly extend my upside on this trade compared to if I got stuck with this 80 short call and Robinhood continued running over the next 31 days before this short call expired. When rolling the short call in a poor man's covered call, the furthest out you can roll is to the expiration of your long call, and that would be January 2028. This would allow me to get a significantly higher strike price because I'm rolling my short call from a 30-day cycle to a 647-day cycle, and I'll end up with a super wide bull call spread if I do this. If we look at these strike prices in the January 2028 cycle, we will see that the highest strike price I can sell and collect over $6.15 is the 220 strike price. If I sold the 220 call option and then I set my expiration for this P&L chart to January 2028 and I zoom way out, we will see I have a super wide bull call spread in the 2028 cycle. If I made this roll, I'd have the 50 220 bull call spread in January 2028, and this would massively increase my upside on the trade, but then I'd be changing this trade from a poor man's covered call to a long-term call spread, and I wouldn't be doing the month-to-month rolling, which is beneficial because you can reset the short call strike price more often, and you can potentially create an income stream while holding your long-term leaps call option. But I'm just throwing this out there that this is the most aggressive roll that you can make that will open up your upside the most compared to rolling the short call to more near-term expirations and keeping that poor man's covered call structure intact. You can't roll your short call further than the expiration of your long call because your brokerage firm is going to ask you for margin to make that rolling adjustment. And that's going to tie up even more capital as opposed to keeping your capital the same or even reducing your margin requirement on the position, which is the case when you collect a credit for rolling the short call. There is a trade-off to rolling your short call up and out. In this quick example, Robinhood has surged to $87, and in that original poor man's cover call that I showed you, I just quickly modeled out rolling the short 80 call from the 30-day cycle to the 85 call in the 93-day cycle. This isn't an ideal roll since this would still be rolling to a in the money short call, but this example works for highlighting the downside of rolling up and out. And that's that if the stock price reverses and goes back down, you're going to be worse off compared to if you held your original position. The blue line is the estimated profit of the position with stock price movements today, and the red lines are the estimated P&L of the positions in 30 days time when the original short call expires. And we can see this pocket here where the dashed line, or the original poor man's covered call position, has a lot more profit potential than rolling up and out if Robinhood does go back down and settles somewhere in the zone over the next 30 days. If I hover over exactly $80, we will see in the adjustment modeling panel, it says that the delta of the P&Ls between these two positions is minus $544 in 30 days. And that just simply means that if I make this rolling adjustment and roll the short call up and out, if Robinhood is right at $80 in 30 days, then my P&L is going to be $544 worse than if I didn't make the rolling adjustment at all. When you roll up and out, you are getting more upside on your trade, but you are sacrificing better P&L and settles somewhere around your original short call strike. The next situation I want to look at is rolling your short call when it's already in the money. In this situation, you're going to lose a lot of flexibility because your short call is intrinsically valuable, which means the stock price is above the call strike. Here, NVIDIA is at $196.51, and that means this 180 short call has $16.51 of intrinsic value. The key thing to understand here, though, is that since this option is $19.42, it's going to be harder to roll it up and out for a credit. If I go to the next cycle, which is June 2026, and look for an option that's over $19.42, the highest strike I can roll to is the 186 call. But the 186 call is still in the money, and it doesn't really make sense to roll my call to another in the money call option because you really want to get your short call out of the money. And this means we are forced to go further out in time if we want to roll this short call out of the money. So let's check out the August 2026 cycle. I can roll to the 195 strike price for $20.15, which gives me a very small credit since again I have to buy back the short 180 call for $19.42. Hopefully the issue here is very clear, and that's that since this call option is deep in the money, if I want to roll to an out of the money call option, I have to roll further out than 130 days to go. In this type of scenario, this is probably when you would pull out the roll to a super long-term expiration, perhaps even making this a long-term bull call spread. And we can do that by closing the 180 call. I'm going to model the closing trade for that. And then I might just go all the way to the June 2027 cycle, which is where my long 125 call is. I could roll to the 250 strike price, collecting $21.43 for that option. And that means my overall credit would be $200 to make that roll. And I'd be left with the 125, 250 bull call spread in the June 2027 cycle. My solid lines are extending much higher than the dashed lines, with the dashed lines being my original position and the solid lines being my new position if I do this rolling adjustment by converting my poor man's covered call into a long-term bull call spread. From this example, we learned that once your short call is in the money, if you're going to roll your short call, you're going to be forced to roll super far out in time if you want to be able to roll to an out of the money strike price. In this third scenario, we're looking at a poor man's covered call where the stock price has collapsed and the poor man's covered call is in a losing position. Here we have Tesla with the 400 strike call option in January 2028, entered 6 months ago, and we have the short 420 call expiring in May 2026, entered a month ago. In this scenario, you can definitely buy back the short call for a profit since it's up 80% of the max value, but you want to be careful about rolling too far down. Tesla has been sliding, but these stocks can make moves very quickly, as we saw back here in September 2025, where the stock price went from 360 up to a high of 470 in a month's time. And so you don't want to necessarily be rolling your short calls down too aggressively when you're in this scenario. In this particular situation, if I were to roll down the short call, I would probably keep it in the same expiration cycle. So what I could do is I could buy back the 420 short call and I could sell the 400 call. And this would collect additional credit. But again, I don't love this play because you don't want to get caught in that reversal with a lower short call option. But if you insist on continuing to sell premium, then you can definitely do so. But I would keep it in a shorter term expiration cycle because that short term out of the money call option is going to decay much more quickly than a longer term short call option. And if the stock price does run up higher, the shorter term short call is going to be the better position to have than if you rolled down to the 400 strike and you rolled out in time as well. But one more thing you could do is you could technically restructure this entire position by closing your existing 400 call and the 420 short call and just resetting the entire thing. I could sell the 400 call and buy back the 420 short call, and I would close this position for just under a $9,000 credit. Now, we've mostly talked about rolling out in time, but when you do something like this, if you want to get a lower long call strike and potentially for the same amount of money, then you can roll inwards and you can roll to a more near-term expiration cycle. So since we are in the 647-day cycle, maybe we go to the June 2027 cycle, and we could see we could buy the 350 strike call for just about $9,000, which is going to give us a strike price $50 lower, and it won't be as far out of the money as our initial 400 strike call. And then maybe I go to the 65-day cycle. Maybe I push it out and I go to the 440 strike call, which would completely restructure my poor man's covered call, and I would extend my upside on the trade dramatically compared to the original position. And if you're wondering, that entire adjustment or restructuring would be a $527 credit. And that means by closing my original poor man's covered call and opening the new one that I just showed you, I would be able to do that, and it would leave me with another $527 in cash. But remember, I did decrease the time on the long-term call by about 180 days. And also by closing this original long call position for a $7,000 loss and then reopening a new long-term call option right away, this loss would technically be a wash sale. If you're wondering what the tool is that I was using in this video, it's the options analysis and modeling platform on projectoption.com, which allows you to model out any option position on US equities. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave a comment for me down below. I'm Chris from Project Option, and I will see you in the next video.